You heard, Bree? Your phone.
I got a shot right here.
It started?
No.
Check it for me. Oh. I just want to see if you can hear that. You can hear it?
She heard it
It's
last
too
time.
loud?
You hear the audio.
It's too loud? You can hear us too? I'm talking about you can hear us? You can hear me talking? A word? A word? Yeah. Microphone check. Breezy B, how we sounding? Welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Coffee. I'm your boy Joe Cool with my partner Mr. King. Yep. We also got Breezy B in the house. You can hear? Can't hear? On the microphone?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Coffee. I'm your boy Joe Cool with my partner Mr.
Okay.
King. Breezy B in the house with the microphone check. Your boy upgraded. I'm starting to figure it out little by little.
You upgraded.
Let me know how the wireless mic sound in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all time to get in the building.
It's football time.
Not football over. We ain't talking about soccer. I don't know what you're talking about. Hit that like button when you enter. What's the word? How y'all feeling today, man?
You know how I feel. You know how I feel. But we put the Jets aside.
Yo, listen. Every weekend, y'all, he telling me the Jets, we all right, we all right.
No, standing wise, look, now we out. Now we probably out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we were still in it based on the AFC standings.
Mm-hmm.
So wild card, was only 2 games out of the wild card based on that. That's what I was going by. But they lost all their games but one, 7 games or less. So the window to turn it around has dwindled or dwindling. So, you're in it till you're not in it no more. That's all.
Not only we not in it, I think we done fumbled out of it.
Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, though, after the other day I watched Cameron on the one with the Breakfast? Yeah, the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the money he making off this podcast and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, listen, y'all got to help us. After hearing that, I'm like, wow.
We got a long way to go. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, and welcome to the family.
What we got to do to get on the right road? Because that was crazy, the numbers he was talking about.
Consistency, uploading, quality. Let us know how the mic is sounding. Let us know how the stream is looking. We're going to get right. You know what I mean? I'm on my editing. I got OBS in the background. Let's see what's going on today. All right. So, big news of the week. Shams dropped that we could have got Giannis Antetokounmpo, and everybody just went into an uproar all week long. How you feeling about that whole?
That's something to be said, because if we was that close, and there's a lot of scenarios in that, but sometimes when you just think Leon Rose ain't doing right, sometimes when you just think he ain't doing nothing.
Mm.
And well, the first thing I took away was like, wow, that we was his destination. Like, look how far we've come. Remember the thing in the summer with KD?
Mm.
The Knicks was his destination.
Mm.
And then you get a guy like Giannis saying, I want to go to a team where I can compete and win a championship.
Mm.
And he talking about us.
Mm.
Like, that's big. That's big for anybody to have one of your top 5 players in the league and some of the other guys single-handedly saying, the Knicks is my destination because I want to win.
Mm.
When the last time you heard that?
Well, you know, it's crazy. And I ain't even think of the stuff that he was saying about where he wanted to go. My first thought went to, like, damn, we finally got a team that we all, as Knicks fans, agree with. Bench, starters, who stays, who goes, that we kind of all agree on. And then we get hit with the, oh, we could have got Giannis. And just the talk that came with that, other than what you just said just now, because I ain't even really look at what you just said. Like, I ain't even really peep that he was saying all this about us.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't even cross my mind. What crossed my mind was like the trade scenarios and why we didn't do it. And it's almost like, dag, was this the NBA media? Was this the Knicks media? Like, because I know Shams is trying to make a name for herself.
No, this was, you know, all around. Everybody's talking about this. Everybody not talking about a rumor. He wanted to be a Knick. But more important than him wanting to be just a Knick, it's just the idea first before you start getting into would you have done it. Just the idea that we have arrived. When players start looking at us that way, remember when KD and Kyrie them came out and KD was saying, well, the Knicks wasn't popular in my lifetime. Well, now the Knicks are popular. And people are looking at us as a real life destination, not just as somebody in the past where they use us just to get a better contract. People are looking at us as I could go to the Knicks and I could win. Not I could go to the Knicks and bring somebody with me. I can go. And that's just saying a whole lot about how far this organization have come in terms of competing. Now, when you start getting into, and we still have to discuss it, regardless of anybody say, why we didn't give it up and who they wanted, that still needs to be addressed because we still are talking about Giannis. And then you can get into the pros and cons.
And then, so that brings me to like what I did research on when everybody was having a debate. And this came from Bleacher Report. I didn't write the guy's name down, but I should have wrote it down. So he had the first trade scenario, which I think this is why we didn't do it. So the first trade scenario had Cat, Dottier, 3 first rounds, and 7 second round picks would have went to Milwaukee, and then we would have got Giannis, right? All right, that's like maybe I guess that's the even trade for Cat, which I could have seen the Knicks doing that if we was in our third year.
If we was in our,
or you think if that's what they wanted, we would have pulled the trigger on that.
Well, you only pull the trigger on that one if you really believe. Well, first you got to believe that you have Giannis for multiple years, right? Then you have to believe that this team, as constructed, can win a championship. Because now you give away those other 3 first round picks with the ones you already gave away for the Mikal Bridges trade. Now you don't got no more. You don't have none. So now what do you do if this team is not a championship caliber team? So that could be a reason why they don't do that one. This is really putting all your eggs in the basket. So now what was the other one?
All right, so then it was like a 3-team trade where the Bucks get Nikola, whatever, how you say his name?
Yeah.
That center, Zach Collins, Dottier, first round picks from Chicago, and 4 second round picks from New York. We would have got Antetokounmpo. Bulls would have got Towns.
But that's are we still giving up the 3 first round picks?
I don't think so. In that scenario, I think we was only giving up 4 second rounds, Dottier, and Towns. There could have been more, but that was
more in the first scenario. You said it was six or seven second round picks also. So you just you shoot yourself in the foot.
Now but those two in particular, I felt like they didn't do it because I think in their scenario they probably seen Towns, Giannis, and Brunson. Though some people think that don't work, but I could see it working. Because if you interchange two centers and they running, it don't really matter who's there. You know what I mean? And Giannis will shoot the ball if he wanted to. Like you're not gonna tell him not to do that. And the third one, I wasn't even entertaining because of what you preach. Why in New York? We can't have two superstars. So the third scenario had, Milwaukee or Brunson leaves. So we trade for Brunson, we get Giannis, which don't make sense to me.
And that also included OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one I didn't even finish writing. Now I just put I'm not even entertaining.
Yeah, but see that
didn't make no sense for the Knicks. Like why would
I don't know if I can necessarily I would have made that trade. But like I said last week, I can't say it don't make sense. Like is you don't want to part with Brunson. I think the Knicks made it clear, even though now we know that they were entertaining trying to get Giannis too. It wasn't just a one-way street. But once Brunson name got thrown in the mix, the Knicks back out. Right? Conversation now is over because you mentioned Brunson. So as a general manager, you still have to have that conversation. Because if you're giving up Brunson and you're not giving up your first round picks, now do I want to give up Brunson and OG? No. But I've always said between OG and Mikal, you got to always hold on to one of them because you always got to have a real wing stopper or a person that can guard. So right now we have two, but at least you'll have one. But I can't necessarily say, and I don't know if that's the trade I would make, but I can't necessarily say, as much as I like him, that he's untouchable. You know, and yeah, Brunson is our guy, but is he our guy that he's so untouchable that we can't entertain another superstar? Because I was watching one podcast with this guy saying, I don't even want to hear Brunson's name come up in the trade. Well, when you're trying to get a superstar, an A-list superstar, you may have to give up a star. And I ain't saying I'm not saying we should make the trade because I think Giannis is getting up there in age. I'm just saying, in terms of how long he's been in the league, I'm just saying that you don't get a guy like Giannis without giving up something. So you could wait a year when his contract runs out. If he really wants to be a Knick, you can wait.
I don't think you give up an up-and-coming star that we got for cheap, that's putting us on the map, that's getting us there. And he's an up-and-coming. We don't even know if Brunson – we don't even know if he is going to become a superstar. He's already at star. From the time we got him, I remember we had the conversation of for him to be a star, he's going to have to do more than just be an all-star. He's going to have to play the part, which I think he's doing very well for him looking like he's a little bit more shy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you don't give up, like back in the day, Pacers. Do you give up Paul George now that you look back at it to trade for somebody else? When that's your up-and-coming star, do you give up, like Golden State, do you give up Steph Curry for another superstar at that time? When he's an up-and-coming star? Do the Magic give up Paolo Banchero for another star when an up-and-coming star is coming? Like, do you give up, like, that's as the Knicks, like, that's why I didn't like the Brunson conversation. Like, you don't give him up for a Giannis that, as much as I like Giannis, if he can't do it with Damian Lillard and all the players he got, he did it once. But if he can't keep doing it with these players that he's getting, these high-quality players, what makes you think he's going to come to the Knicks with just Brunson or just Towns, and we're going to do that same thing?
Well, but again, I just thought that conversation, when somebody said you can't even entertain Brunson, that it still has to be a conversation. You know, right? We'd rather keep Brunson under these circumstances. And then again, like we did that already with Melo. We gutted our team for Melo. So now history is not going to repeat itself. So far, as we know, they're not going to do the deal. But who's to say when the next deal comes along, you still have to listen. That's all I was trying to say. Like, Brunson is our guy, but we still have to listen to the offer. Because somewhere down the line, maybe the offer start making sense. You know.
Yeah, but I see you give up Brunson for Giannis. Then you might have to go get Westbrook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's
Like, so who you like? You're not gonna put McBride starting. It's almost like Giannis will be right back where he started.
I mean, well,
I'm talking about Giannis. Say from
well, we
Giannis'
have
point of view.
Brogdon, so it's not like
Brogdon.
we do have a guard. Well, we're not. Well, let's put it this way.
I'm talking about, but Giannis and Giannis' situation, he'll be right back where he started.
Yeah,
I think he
Yeah.
got probably decent guards over there on Milwaukee. They getting who they want.
Well, they
They got Damian Lillard. They waived him. They got, you know what I mean. So like, what?
yeah.
more?
When you have a guy like Giannis, just like when you had like a Michael Jordan and them type of guys,
Mm.
your other guard is a two guard. They really two guards because Giannis is really handling the ball.
Mm.
You know, 65-70% of the time he's pushing up court.
Mm.
So like Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen was bringing the ball up court. All their guards, none of them besides B.J. Armstrong over their 6 championships was a real point guard.
Mm.
It was always a real two guard. Steve Kerr, John Paxson, you know, all them guys they had. Hobson, whatever his name. All those guys was two guards because you don't need a point guard. So that's the scenario with Giannis. So, you know, still it's interesting conversation that still had to be entertained. And this is going to be entertained for probably the duration of the season. It's going to be a conversation, whether people like it or not, because all they're going to look at is that we could have had Giannis. They're not looking at they want Brunson. They're not looking at that. They're looking at, oh, Giannis wanted to be a Knick, and he wanted to be a Knick without trying to drive up his own price tag. Shit. But again, I like our team the way we got it. I think this team is going to do great things for years to come. I'm just so happy and glad that people look at us now as a destination and not as a pawn chip. You know, so the Knicks came a long way.
You think it's still a possibility that he comes?
Yeah, it's a possibility because
For cheaper now that they know he's out. I don't know how many years he got on Milwaukee.
he got another year. After next year, he
So you think Milwaukee panic and just send him to New York?
Well, that's probably why they probably wanted Brunson. They might not necessarily want Brunson, but to scare you off, no. Because if you thought you was gonna lose Giannis, you would have took Cat. If we would have gave up Cat, I wouldn't even know. But that wouldn't have moved the needle probably so much with the Knicks as it is what Brunson's done for the franchise. So let's just say we want Brunson, even though Brunson's not probably high on our list. We know that's going to scare the Knicks off from even trying to.
Yeah, I think. I mean, a Cat onto the Kumbo switch, we probably lose more of the outside shooting, but we gain more of the inside. Because even though Giannis is going to hit some of those shots, well, he's not going to take them like off the dribble like Cat.
Well, you lose outside. You don't necessarily lose the outside shooting because the people that you're going to have to surround Giannis with to be successful is going to have to be outside shooting. So even some of the guys you got.
Well, we good with old. I think we still a strong team.
Definitely a strong. Well,
yeah, I think it's a better situation for Giannis if he did come here with Cat, or if he came here
Cat
with
and Brunson. Right.
Now I was gonna say Mitch, because we can't sleep on Mitch. Everybody praising Mitch, but I've been praising. Ain't no Mitch Lander on this channel.
But that was also
Mitch is the truth, and he just don't get his chance because he always hurt. Some of these players, they get hurt, and teams give up on them for whatever reason. Knicks, we did not give up on him. For every year he was hurt. Yeah. Every year he came up injury and tried to come back. He did the right thing. He dropped the weight or he gained extra weight. He lose the weight during the season. This the year he's running. They looking for him. Mike Brown got him in the system. I know we're gonna get on Mike Brown in a minute, but
another scenario those Shams had was Cat, Mitch, and OG. That was another scenario that Shams had. And kudos to the Knicks for not pulling the trigger. Because we have bigger fish to fry than the name on the back of the jersey. And it took us a long time to learn that lesson. You know, so Leon Rose he done his job. I entertained. I even was the one to initiate it. Because we know that unless something really happens, Giannis is leaving Milwaukee. Now, what we may have to do in a year or so to get him and still try to keep your core and Brunson and Cat, That remains to be seen. But that's a problem we don't even got to worry about right now. Our eye is on the prize, you know. And then, one more thing real quick. When we talk about Brunson being the player that we want him to be, as far as even if he don't reach the superstar status, we have to give a whole lot of kudos to that growth last year to Cat. Because Cat could have came in here and said, no, I'm the man on this team. Cat didn't do that. And he would have been within his right to come here and do that. Because Brunson was only here a year prior to that. Right? So Cat could have made that noise if he wanted to. But, you know, the classy guy that he is, I want to win. I want to be a part of something special. It ain't about me. So I also give kudos to Cat for Brunson's growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what else we got on? We got Mike Brown.
Oh, yeah.
To keep it going.
Yeah.
How you got the team moving? Oh, you want to take? Go ahead, take it away.
Well, this is what I was saying yesterday. When I watched his thing from the last game, right? Press conference after we had our last game. So very interesting to me to hear him talk about the Knicks offense. So we did all this talking about ball movement, right? He wants to get out, he wants to run, he wants everybody to touch the ball. So he stated that at that point, they had not even put in one single offensive play, if you could believe it.
That's what he said?
He said, we have not even put it in yet. All we're doing is getting them conditioned and getting into the habit of moving without the ball and ball movement and picking your spots within that ball movement. And then one of the reporters asked him, well, when do you think you're going to start putting in plays? And he said, when we said Wednesday, I don't know if he meant Wednesday that was coming up past week or Wednesday for the last game. But he said Wednesday we'll start putting in some sets. So that's very interesting that as good as we looked in the preseason, the way the ball is moving, he has not put in one play yet.
Oh, yeah, now that's if that's the case, that's incredible.
Now he did talk about.
I mean, that's probably, we always say Knicks got a whole bunch of smart players who are starting with Brunson, and then Cat. I know we praise Cat for how he thinks the game of basketball, and then you got Josh Hart that with the hustle and his mentality. Like, we got all these smart players, and the fact that they was running. Hey, Mike Brown, if I had my doubts after these preseason games, that's it.
Yeah, he did a little bit at a time, but he also said they have been working on, even though they've just been moving the ball, his goal is going to be, and we talked about that last week too. We wanted to see what happens when the play break down. That's exactly what he was talking about. When the play break down, now what kind of read and reacting are we doing after the play breakdown? He also said, which I thought was interesting, that when he put the plays in, the big guys are going to take a little bit longer. He said we have to be patient with Mitch and Cat because they're going to have to know what everybody's doing. Usually you say the guards got to know what everybody's doing. He's saying his big's going to have to know what everybody's doing. So it's going to take them longer in the beginning of the season to really get a grasp of the offense. So I thought that was very, very interesting in him saying that, because when I was looking at the last game, they kept talking about, it was Clyde and whoever the other commentator was. They kept talking about how part of their moving the ball was that Mitch is supposed to, as soon as Brunson get it, Mitch is supposed to automatically come up and set the screen. Now, if Mitch don't come up and set the screen, if he's late, then the ball swings to the right. So they got a twofold thing over there in terms of with ball movement.
Like a read and react.
Yeah, but so now I started paying attention, and then Clyde was calling it out whenever Mitch was late getting to the rotation. And if you think about it in the past, we always thought that Mitch is just going when he go. So now we know under Brown, it's a timing thing when he's got to go. And if he's late, then Brunson got to do something else. So I took a whole lot out of that press conference and him talking about how this offense is going to be. But I also took away that because it's a marathon and not a sprint, that he's going to, instead of trying to give them everything at once in this shortened preseason, he's going to give them a little bit at a time, grasp that under control, and then I'll give you this, and you get that under control, and then I give you that, and then it's up to the players' IQ.
Mhm.
So that that's how you build a team. But again, if we don't pick it up fast enough, is our fan base going to be patient enough?
I think it's. I don't even think we at that spot. I mean, I guess when the regular season start, we see. But I'm thinking, what it's looking like right now, the fan base, we picked it up. Like they doing what we seeing, and it sounds crazy to say that they didn't even implement the plays, or
Yeah.
they are already buying into his system.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I know sometimes I had this conversation with the homies last night playing 2K was people tend to stop doing what get you there or make you successful.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if these players are now going to find out we trying to get Giannis, or they trying to make their stock go up, or they want more touches on the basketball. Are they going to change their mind coming to, you know what I mean, coming into the regular season? Or did they just buy in altogether?
Yeah.
The fact that they doing what they're doing now in preseason and moving the ball is something to say about Mike Brown and whatever he said to them or how they playing. I know they did the free throw contest, and they said if you make them, we run. Like that was cool to see. You know what I mean? So, man, listen, we that's incredible.
No, yeah, that's kudos to him. But again, fool's goal too is to say sometimes things you do in preseason, when the season starts, you abandon it.
Mm.
So I'm interested too to see if we stick to that.
Mm.
When we start getting 10, 15 games into the season, win or losing, do we stick to that mentality? Because it's going to be it's going to be some rough patches when you're learning a new system.
Mm.
That you're not totally used to. The Knicks ran a lot last year, and when we did run, we looked good. We just didn't run enough. But also interesting enough, the starters coming back from overseas, the starters didn't really play particularly great last game in terms of. I think they played good, but in terms of shooting, Brunson Cat didn't shoot the ball well. Brunson was like 4 for like 13, 14 or something. Cat was like similar numbers. They didn't shoot the ball great. But our second string looked good. Deuce and Clarkson. Clarkson takes a lot of wild shots too. But it's got them this far. But our third string, you could tell they fighting for their life. So they really looking to see which one of us gonna stay.
And I ain't gonna lie, I love
to,
even though as Knicks fan we don't want to see them go, but I love to see it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like even the people I'm loving, even last year, like Shammy, I don't know what y'all gonna do. But real quick, you see in this corner, shout out to Jet Life Full Life. Salute to you too. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to talk about. You already hit up that Giannis topic. Right now we on Mike Brown and the ball movement. You know what I mean? Let me know what y'all thinking. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, because we will go live. It's a little bit easier. No editing. We just get straight to it. Chilling with y'all. Get y'all drinks. Is it too early? Get your coffee.
Yeah.
If you ain't been drinking before 12, you ain't been drinking all day. That's what somebody said on one of these podcasts. I heard.
Oh, damn. Yeah, but them rookies, they the third string, they fighting for their life. They trying to get spots. And they looked real good in that game, the other night. So Brown, they're gonna have their work cut out for them. But I mean, right now it's about our regular rotation. But I'm seeing some nice things from whoever we keep. Because they're also praising Shamet, not just for his shooting, but for his defense. So how much will he get a chance to cement that again this year remains to be seen. But, we got some question marks now. Who's getting those spots?
How many roster spots do we actually?
You get 15. You get 12 you can dress. Then you get 3. Then you get 3 you can. Well, some of them can go back to the G League. Some of them.
How many players we actually losing if we got to make a decision? 2.
We probably going to definitely lose 2. If it turns out not going down to the G League, because other teams are also looking at these plays. And these players are outperforming the situations that they're in. Like they in trying to make the 13, 14, 15 man. They're outperforming that.
Yeah,
so they may not accept that.
He said Matthews looked better than Shamet. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that's my guy. But I don't. Yeah, see,
I'm not gonna lie, but that's what I'm saying about the
I
show.
want
John
both of
Tib,
them.
Matt. Yeah, I will want both of them. But Matthews, look, that boy is shooting shots like.
Woo, he
I
looked
remember
like
the other day he said Novak, and I was like, nah, Novak only was hitting the shot. We ain't even need the shot.
Well, I said Novak type because if we put Matthews in the game, Novak is the type of shots he's gonna get.
Matthews was filling that void of what DiVincenzo was doing.
I don't know about that one now.
I'm talking about for us.
Yeah. Well, we definitely was looking for DiVincenzo.
They was looking for Matthews on it 3 in a row he hit. I mean, the bench was in.
Because I look at
the fact that they gave it to him, knowing that their life was on the line, was crazy.
Yeah, because he could hit that shot that it wouldn't win in overtime. But I like what he's doing. I just like who's the other kid name?
Yes, sir. That's what I just say. Look like DiVincenzo.
D-Wad, Delwar, how you say his name? He looks good too. The center that we got from the Lakers. I can't remember this kid's name. He looks good too. We're gonna. It's gonna be some people lost because all these guys are not gonna accept a G League contract because they know that somebody's gonna pick them up. So whoever we decide to go with, we just don't have to live with it because not many of them are going down.
I mean, it's probably cheaper to keep them, but it's looking rough out there for Kohler. Well, now, unless we make a trade and we keep everybody else. I could have seen that. Like, we make a big trade before the season's over.
Can Kolek go back down one more year or half a year? Can he go back down to the G League for a while? Or is it a situation
it's only been 1 year, right?
Is this
can't go back to the G League?
Oh, last year was his rookie year.
Last year was the
rookie okay. Year. So, yeah. So, worst come to worst, just, have him back and forth like you did last year. Buy him a little bit more time, but give him more stint in the G League, running the show. Because now next year, because you got all these 1 year contracts that you're going to try to keep.
Khalif was good,
and then next year is the year that you just go ahead and say, okay, now we bring you up as a number 2.
Hey, broke your neck when you see Pops in the chat, man. Chill out. You know what I mean?
Yes, I would do that. I would send him down and give him major minutes in the G League and bring him up every now and then and really get him ready. Because now next year, if we don't put him in a trade, that's when you're really going to need him. That's when you can become Brunson's backup. But no more of that, just practicing with the first team and getting 2-3 minutes a game.
He got a long way to go to be Brunson's backup.
No, not necessarily. You see what he did too?
What's the other
but how long do you think we're going to be able to keep McBride under these circumstances? When this contract comes up, he may not want to stay a Knick. He may want to move on because he's taking the next level in his maturation process. That he might say, you know what, this ain't for me no more. I'm not necessarily saying I want to go somewhere and be a starter, but I want to go somewhere and be the main man. And as much as we love McBride, and much as they've shown him love, he has to fight for every inch he gets. He may not want to always keep doing that, in year 4 and 5.
Yeah, true.
So it's just a matter of time.
I still think he's getting some good minutes. I don't know what he gets on the other team. But Khalif said, what are your expectations with the current? I'll get it. What are your expectations with the current team in comparison to last year?
My expectations is well, I'm going to say great because we learning a new system now. When you learn a new system, it's not the same because when they say if something's not broke, don't try to fix it, and that's essentially what we almost doing. When you bring in a new coach and you putting in a new system, you got to hope and pray that these guys adapt to that really quick. Because last year's team did everything but, get to the championship round. Even though we didn't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. The way that we played like a championship team. But we knew that system that Tibbs had. And it was just up to the players to fight through that system. So for me, I think this team has a bigger ceiling than last year's team, only because we're going to get more out of our offense. So I don't know how you feel about that, Joey, but I for surely feel that this team is going to do way better offensively than last year's team.
Hold on, I'm coming right back. Hold on.
If I see them glasses over there,
you know what time it is.
That only tells me
we got a little lamb. I gotta do it.
That only tells me that somewhere in America,
somewhere in America is 12 o'clock. There's one over here. I mean, our expectations is definitely higher than last year. You can't fumble this year. I don't care. It's looking good already, but when Mike Brown got in place and the players we put in place and how we moving, you still got the same talented team from last year. Y'all made it as far as y'all can make it. Y'all lost to a team y'all shouldn't have lost to. Y'all definitely ain't losing this shit.
Well, we can't say definitely. We
I
just
mean,
gotta,
that's the Knicks fan in me. It's my heart beating.
yeah. Well, that Knicks
You
fan in
can't lose this year. The expectation is definitely high. You gotta definitely get to.
but the excuses are gonna be gone. The excuses are gonna be everything now is supposed to be in place. You have your big man, you have offense, you have defense, you have full court pressure, you have fast break, you have ball movement, you have a game on the line type of stopper type players. So there's going to be no excuse now when the season is over to say what we could have done. So for me, I think last year's team we squeezed everything we could squeeze out of last year's team. You know, give or take some breaks in that game 7. You know, you get to a game 7 on your court and you can't close it out. Was it game 6 or game 7? And you can't close it out. But that's something that's got to be said for the players. But I think Mike Brown is going to put us in that position after we learn and grow and become accustomed in his system. Because that still can't be taken lightly. It's a new coach and a new system in a team that's trying to win a championship. That element it's like the element of surprise. It's got to be talked about because the players have to adapt to that. And they have to adapt quickly, you know, for us to still be successful. So,
you know, he said, Jet Life said, trade Kolek and Dottie, keep Matthews and Brogdon. The only problem with that is if we trade 2 and get 1, we still gonna have to give up 1.
well, he said trade
Kolek
and
Dottie, keep Sham and Matthews and Brogdon. But if you trade 2,
no, that would work. I think
work?
under the because right now we were, as of a few weeks ago anyway, we were 40,000 under the second apron. So you can't really take back unless you now if we let that go, I think. But is that enough to keep? Is that enough to keep both of them? Yeah, because they both make about $2 million.
Now the way Dottie
Kolek make about $2 million something.
Now, the way Dottie is playing right now, or the way he looks, that'd have been a hard one.
Ain't a hard one for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We got I like Dottie too.
Yeah, the way Matthews playing, it kind of dropped the Tibbs.
We got championship aspirations.
This is what I'm saying. I think this is what front office going through. And he said, would you have trusted Tibbs with the team more than Brown? No. I think if you've been around, I was through with Tibbs. You know what I mean? I like everything he did. I appreciate it, but something had to be different. The fact that we was talking about the whole how they moving the ball, they ain't even implement a play, but they got some type of system where they running. Tibbs has a system where they was running, but we couldn't even see it. Like the play would just mess up. Then we don't know what they running after. You know what I mean? So for me, I like what Brown's doing. I didn't know what he was gonna do. Well, but Tibbs, that system, whatever he was doing, I don't know what.
Tibbs' system gives the players that he play and run to the ground. He gives them the freedom to figure it out, and we don't have those type of players to figure it out. But what I did like about Brown when we got him. Remember when his name first went in the hat, I said he wasn't on my radar. But then I started seeing some of the names they were talking about. If it wasn't going to be Malone, he's coaching Denver, who had championship experience. Then I didn't see none of the names that they was floating out there that I wanted. Then all of a sudden Brown started to sound appealing. Now when Brown had his first press conference and he talked about using his coaches, you know, in the huddle, giving players a chance to say what do they see out there, and then making the adjustments on the fly, and then also rotating in and out players to keep everybody fresh. And not just keep everybody fresh, use people to their skill. Well, that sounds like the making of a good coach. Now, Brown's name is never going to pop up when you start naming best coaches of all time, even though he was coach of the year twice. It's just that he has that type of flexibility as a coach that we need. And with the player IQs that we have in certain guys, it should make for a nice marriage. So, yeah, I think anybody would trust.
Can you be cool with us, baby?
All of a sudden, real quick, too, when you say, do you trust Brown more than Tibbs with this team? This team, Tibbs held them accountable in terms of some of the things they did and didn't do professional-wise. Will Brown also bring in that same type of mentality that these players respect him enough that you've given me the freedom, but what do I do with it? Do I still respect you as a coach and stay as professional as possible as I did under Tibbs? Because Brown probably won't rule with an iron fist the way Tibbs did. But so now how do the players, receive that? Do they stay professional? I mean, I think they do, but do they stay, are they staying in check?
I mean, I think they do. As long as if your job is to hit open shots, to score, or whatever how you do it, as long as you're doing those things, I don't think this falls apart. As long as you're doing your job, and it looked like they all got a lot more freedom as long as you're getting the ball. Like we can't have Mitch out there blocking shots, playing defense all game. You're not feeding the big. Right, I can see that falling apart if he's not going to hold Brunson and them accountable for not giving him the ball, moving that ball to the paint. You know what I mean? I can see if Towns is not getting the ball enough, I can see holding him accountable. And then with Brunson, the Brunson burner should not come out, like we said, until the fourth quarter.
Well,
or if it fall apart in the third quarter, second quarter, I can see.
Or when you see the game slipping away.
Yeah,
that's when your superstars in those first 3 quarters. That's when they're supposed to step up. If the game is shifting, I'm not gonna let us. I'm not gonna let us die. So then you step in there and you put your foot on the gas, and then the Brunson burner too might have to be modified a little bit because it might not come in the form now of scoring because I got so many assets around me on and off the bench. Let me use everything to my disposal. Let me use everything I got.
Yeah, I mean, if that answers your question about it, defensively, how we looking, who's leading the pack in that category. Defensively, I think it's too early to see because Brunson and them is not known for that. Mikal
is known for that.
I'm talking about Mikal. OG is holding it down. Mitch being in the paint. We definitely might be top 5-6 in the league next year. If I don't know what happened last year.
Listen,
I'm talking about compared to last year, right? We thought we should have great defense because of what Tibbs' thing is. Tibbs' defense, play hard. We have players that we brought in, Mikal, OG. Towns really not known for defense. Brunson not known for defense. And then for some reason, our defense was terrible. And then Mitch get there, defense shows a little bit better, but because of his legs. So now this year, all I'm saying is, yeah, we should be top 5, maybe top 3 if we playing the right way. Defense didn't look that bad.
See, I say we're going to be tops because you look at last year during the playoffs. Let's just take the playoffs, and you look at what you look at what Bridges has done, like in the Boston series, how a big play got to be made between Tatum and them, and all of a sudden, Mikal, boom, there he go. Then we go in the next round to end. I'm talking about the close games, and then another big play got to be made in the last second of the game. There's Mikal again. So this year we're going to have 4 or 5 guys in their role fighting to be the best defensive player on our team. Because you're talking about Mikal and OG, you're talking about Mitch, Deuce, Shaman when he plays. Because his defense is different because his is more just staying in front of the man, things like that. But he's a force to be reckoned with. So we're going to have guys fighting on defense that when the year is over with, hell, which one of our guys are going to be in the running for we're not defensive player of the year, but best defender on our team. Because when you got guys like that, you don't have to have your star players be great defenders. All they got to do is know their defensive assignments, which is what Brown is known for. Remember, with all the stuff Brown done, Brown comes out of the San Antonio tree with Pop. So he been around coaches that played great team defense and great team principles. He only became an offensive juggernaut watching what they did in Golden State, and then when he got to Sacramento, implementing some of those things. But he's always been a defensive-minded coach, and hopefully he bring that same signature to the Knicks, and that's what will make us a well-rounded team. But we got some dogs out there on defense that's gonna fight, night in, night out.
Junkyard dogs?
No junkyard dogs. Guys that know how to play defense and know their assignments. That's all I want them to do.
What happened to him? Junkyard dog. What's his real name?
Jerome Williams.
Jerome Williams.
Georgetown, man. Come on.
Come on. That was right when I started watching again.
It's not gonna be a shot, so
You know, I ain't shining yet. That was it. That was the last view. I gotta let that last. You know what I mean? Let the good time last.
Yeah, so the Knicks right now, when you're looking at our team, overall, you really can't find no faults as a team as long as we grasp this system that Brown is trying to put in. And I'm counting Matthews and guys like that. We have somebody that do everything, even though it's individually as a team. Outside shooting, we got. Post play, we got. Guard play, we got. You know, so there's no we a top 5 team, no matter what. Last year or last week we talked about if we was in the West. One of the questions was from Bree, would the Knicks be a top 5 team if we were in the Western Conference? Yes. Looking at this team, yes, we would. We don't have to be the best team right now, but we'd have been a top 5 team in the West.
Oh yeah,
and still is.
I forgot what we didn't even look up the stats of what we was last year in the NBA, but I think we was definitely top.
Yeah, we was in the tops because we was a lot of the season we were in the top 5 in the West when you count the Western Conference teams.
We got Wingstop.
Yeah. So you wanted which way we going? Or we going to the questions?
Before we even get to the questions, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know you in here, where you're from, where you're watching from. You know what I mean? The season is upon us. Trying to go live at least every weekend or multiple times a week. I don't know. No, that's working, Bree. I got you covered.
Well, so Bree got our questions. You got your questions, Bree?
We got your questions. If any questions for y'all, before we go to the kids' corner, y'all got any questions that y'all want to talk about or that's on the Knicks radar? I think that was it. It was more so Mike Brown, the ball movement, onto the Kumbo. We spoke on that.
Yeah, we also spoke on how to watching Cameron's podcast in the beginning of the show, how he talking about the money that's in this. Like, you know, we just sit here as father and son doing something that we do already. But I was thought the money he was talking about and the numbers, I'm like, y'all got to help us.
Trying to get paid. Y'all Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, Patreon, somebody call us. Timberwolves. Oh, here we go. Matter of fact, before we go to Kids Corner.
Was that Kali?
Yeah. I'm about to start a segment on how this affected Knicks. Now, all week I've been telling you how my audio still good. Audio still good because I'm holding the mic in my hand. All week I've been saying how these young players that's coming in the league. I'm gonna just call this how this affected Knicks. We got who was it? Ace Bailey was there? He on Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How he's playing.
Rutgers.
We got Victor coming back off that blood clot injury. Training with Akeem Olajuwon. Looks incredible. There was Cooper Flag. He's a force to be reckoned with in Dallas. I didn't think he was going to play that good, but I remember when we had a conversation on why Knicks, we never can get players that just ready. You know what I mean? We draft them, and they ready to take on the franchise. These players that's coming in right now to take on the franchise, how is this going to even affect us going forward if we letting go these players like Tyler Kolek, Dadier, that we got to make them into something? Like, what's the difference between them players and what we got going on? We didn't draft nothing like that. We got potential.
Well, yeah, but
these players that's coming in.
We've drafted some guys other than Barrett. We never really given none of our draftees the opportunity. Like these other guys that's coming out and in the lottery, they're going to their teams where they gonna be the star when they get there. We have never drafted any. Barrett was the only one that was given a starting lineup coming out in recent years, and then that was up to him to be. He had every opportunity to do whatever it is he was gonna do. But as a second or third pick that we got him, that was on. That was on us. That's on us. We never give guys that opportunity because who was that?
I think. How about Mitch? Even though he got hurt.
No, Mitch had it. Mitch was just getting hurt. Mitch had his opportunity.
He just didn't have no Victor Wembanyama yet. But Only person I could think of, yeah, Barrett, Mitch, quickly.
Yeah, but
even
imagine.
even when saying their names, some of these players, because when Zion came in, even though he's injury prone, he came in with like a different animal. Like these new players
Yeah, but
coming
they
in
came in
now,
being force feed the
they
ball.
coming in like a different animal, and I'm looking around like, all right, we got to at least keep something later on. I know that's probably something that the Knicks is thinking about when we talk about getting rid of Kolek and Shamit, and I mean not Shamit, Dottier, Mitch's contract, like a lot of the players that
Deuce
was Deuce.
contract. Those are our last
Like
guys.
these is our young guys, and if we got to win now mentality, that's something to think about. Like we thinking about after the combo. I'm thinking about dude on Orlando. What's his name?
Ben Carroll.
Apollo Bencero. Like trying to get somebody like that early. Like some people go to their next team and then flourish again.
Yeah.
Get those type of people early, like we did a Brunson. You know what I mean? Like paying Brunson his respect. Not everybody knew he was going to do that, and then we get a Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do that again? Like I know there's other stars, but can we do it again?
Yeah.
And
well,
then
good question. That was good.
Jet Life. So Jet Life, he said, what does our record look like? Even with the health and all that by the end of the year. I think we still way over 500. Way over 500.
Yeah. I mean, if we adapt to
usually we have 500, but
if we adapt to the system, at the end of the year?
Yeah, by the end of the year.
I mean, there was one magazine that had us around 48 wins. That's absurd. But that's just one. But I guess they're looking at how the teams have gotten better. But we're definitely somewhere between 50 and 56 wins to me. Because we got so many guys that's hungry when they get in the game.
What year was that when it was super boring? Like we was way over 500. Mike Woodson.
No, but we was only 54 wins.
Yeah, but
it's just that we was winning. We was winning a lot of the games.
It was almost like I was looking at it and it was like we won. Last year it was like that. I was like, yeah, we won this one.
Yeah.
Except for teams that I wanted to beat, we kept losing to them. But
no, we I think our record will be very good this year, because when our bench come in, guys.
If you want a number, I don't know a number. I say 60 something wins.
I say between 50 and 56. That's what I say.
I'm gonna give a number 62. Clip it up. I said 62. I don't know.
Hey, 62 would be nice.
62. I think easily 55 to 58. He said the same thing you said.
Yeah. Yeah, because that bench.
Charlie, what you think Timberwolves? What you think Timberwolves going to win?
35? 30,
y'all got Thibodeau over
40,
there.
40 wins?
Timberwolves got Thibodeau. What else they got? They got the whole Knicks. Got junior Knicks.
No, they Westchester Knicks.
Timberwolves Westchester Knicks.
You're going to have your shirt back.
You know what I mean? All right. We're going to take it away to the kids' corner. Breezy B, a.k.a. all the stat baby.
Okay, what you got?
Okay, so the first question is it important for the Knicks to go off to a good start to the season?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Always why I say yes is because people are going to look at how we finished. So if they're looking at how we finished the season and we don't start that way, then you might get doubters. And the last thing you need with the New York media is them coming at Brown. That's the last thing we need. What's so funny?
Kylie said, remember, y'all wouldn't be nothing without the Bulls coach. Bulls wouldn't be nothing without Jordan. I don't know. But the last time y'all was good.
So yeah, I think we should start the season well. I don't think it's that much of a panic if we don't, other than the naysayers. Because when you got a new system and a new coach, it's just a learning curve. I don't care how you put it. When you start getting into the last few minutes of the game with a new system, guys going to really have to remember and know what they're doing out there. Right? So I think it's important that we get off to a good start. But it's not make or break. It's not make or break.
No, I think it's not important, but it definitely sets a tone for us starting off right. You know what I mean? That panic, making trades, keeping the fan base happy, doing what we got to do. I think it's important to do that. I love y'all. Love you too, Khalif.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the media if we don't get off to a good start,
Mm.
that they don't start their mess. Our New York media, we have a tendency to, rattle that snake a little bit more than need to be
Mm.
and start creeping doubt into people because our Knicks team, these players haven't dealt with the media yet like that. So they haven't had a chance to fold. And see, that's also under the leadership of Tibbs. Tibbs took on a lot of that ownership. So the guys didn't have to. So Brunson and all these guys, they still in that honeymoon phase with the media. Now, a lot of media have changed. Like, you don't got Peter Vesey and all them guys now really chirping in your ear. So they're not under that type of scrutiny that in the past where guys didn't want to deal with the media. Patrick Ewing never even talked to the media. He would shower. He'd give you your 5 minutes by his locker, then he was out. So a good start would be great, but it's not end all be all.
Well, I think maybe we probably been a little bit spoiled. Not us, but the players right now probably been a little bit spoiled because it's only been working out in their favor. Remember Mikal Bridges having words with Brunson or his pops or whoever it was. It wasn't really towards Mikal. It was like, I'm tired of DiVincenzo. So only person I can think of that probably had it the worst was Randall in the past couple of years. Everybody else probably has a good. Even Mitch, he's dodging bullets. So like the honeymoon phase for them, something has changed. I don't know what it is. Dolan's been quiet. Nobody even mentions his name. The front office, every time somebody has a doubt, they do something else. We getting the players we want. I don't think there's nothing else. But like I said, to answer the question again, I think we do have to come out with a fast start. You know what I mean? If we fall apart and going a little shaky, I think we got to go a fast start.
Okay.
All right, the second question is, last season, the Knicks won a lot of close games by coming from behind in the fourth quarter. Can they afford to do the same thing this season?
I'll go first then. Yeah, we came. I don't think I think we should try to. Maybe we wouldn't have to because our offense is supposed to flow a little bit better. That maybe we're not going to be down a lot in the fourth, going into the fourth like we were. But I would kind of hate to see us have to go through that. That's been something New York's been doing for 30, 40, 50 years since I've been watching. We've always came from behind. That's part of like the lunch pail thing of the Knicks. We fight to the end, and then we used until the last 2 years, we used to fight from behind, but then never had enough. Remember, like you end up losing by 2-1 at the buzzer. Now we started getting over the hump last year, coming from behind. I don't really want to see us have to go through that though all the time. Like we have too much firepower, and if the ball's going to move the way it's supposed to move, we shouldn't have to be fighting. We should have guys resting midway through the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, I don't think we go through that again. With the way Clarkson is playing, I know Jet Life shouted out Clark. Who was it that shouted out Clarkson? Khalif. His intensity, the way he's scoring, where he want to, and the way our bench is moving. Matthews, I don't even think we have them close games like that this year. Maybe against the stronger teams. You know what I mean? Maybe like our like the Timberwolves. Ain't many this year.
Yes, this team. Teams have gotten better, and a lot of those younger teams.
Closer games.
But we should be all right.
Yeah, I think we good.
That's a good question.
The third question is, the Knicks had some pretty good point guards over the years. What makes Jalen Brunson so special?
We said Knicks had what?
She said the Knicks had some pretty good point guards over the years. What make Jalen Brunson? So that's your boy. I'm gonna let you take that. Take that first.
He stepped into the plate. He answered the call. I mean, other than if we go back, who we gonna name? Marbury.
Yeah, I mean we had some.
Everybody else would get for Raymond Felton. I I wasn't crazy about Raymond Felton. Everybody was crazy about him because what they know him to do in college, I guess. But when we got him, I'm trying to think of who we had before Brunson. There, it's like a blur.
Yeah, we've had some decent guys that play point. Just that we just had. I don't want to say we had bad teams because we had some teams that on paper should have done some damage. But I look at Brunson's. I think what makes him special is his hunger. Because you come to a team, you bring your father, right? You bring your boys from college. They embrace you because New York is looking for something. Brunson is hard to hate. Right. Now we got him a lot last year sometime for holding the ball. But I think New York was looking for something. Brunson was trying to establish something when he left Dallas. And then it just created when he took that little bit of less money. First they say we overpaid, then they say we underpaid. But I think they just fell in love because New York was starving. And Brunson, because he's not a person in the papers and in the media, making a spectacle of himself, then he becomes New York's darling. I think that's what makes him special. I think we've had better guards, to me. But Brunson just fits what we're doing right now in this stage of the NBA.
So who? Baron Davis?
Huh?
Baron Davis?
Well, that was your boy too. No, I'm just talking about if you had to stack up all the guards, their offensive talent, Brunson's probably not even stacking up.
We probably
But by the time we got a lot of them guards,
I can't even go back to guards I actually like.
But Brunson's our first guard. Brunson's our first guard since Marbury that we actually gave the ball to. Like this is Brunson's ball. He do what he want to do with it. So that mentality right there makes him. He's special to New York and New York fans. Now, does he deserve it? Yes. He's done everything he's supposed to do because this is the new NBA. And the Knicks media, they massage Brunson just enough to keep his head floating above water. He don't act like he the best because he put in the work. He don't talk like he the best because he puts in the work. He's backing up everything he's supposed to do, but he has the backing of quote unquote like his godfather, Leon Rose.
Well, I just Well, Brunson is tricky because when you try to think of where he fits, he just don't got the too much style. Like it's still for basketball heads, I think it's cool to see him post up and get to the hole. He do the the three. I think somebody, I forgot who said it, but they was like, "Do you think They said John Morant better than Brunson. John Morant just dunked really good. You know what I mean? I think he better than Brunson? No. I mean, what you think?
Is he better than Brunson?
John Morant. I like John Morant.
He's better than Brunson, but he's not necessarily what we need.
No, I'm just saying.
Right
I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's better than Brunson. I don't think Brunson argued with that. He's better.
You think so?
Yeah, it's just that what we need, he's just not what we need.
Nah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think John Morant better than Brunson. Because John Morant only get to the hole and dunk on you. When he can't do that no more, what he gonna do?
Do it very well though. I don't want him. I don't want him.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm trying to think of guards.
But that's what's good about Brunson. He don't have to be the top guard in the league. All he got to do is do what he's doing for his team to win.
He said Morant can't shoot, Brunson can.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, the way he gets to the hole, Morant can get to the hole.
Brunson seemed like he just do way more. He just can't dunk.
Because you know what? You got to look at this too.
What other guards we got around the league?
But let's go back to Brunson for a second. What makes Brunson special is the fact that, first of all, he has the ball. He can do what he want to do with the ball, right? The Brunson burner for us is born out of because he can hold it and set his man up. So when you're smaller, slower, can't jump as high, like Mark Jackson, guys like that, you find other ways to your advantage. So his advantage, he already could shoot. So you throw his shooting into his footwork. You throw his footwork into how his ball handling gets better each year. That's what makes Brunson special because he compensates for what he can't do and don't do. If he was a high flyer, he'd be a high flyer. But because he's not a high flyer and not the fastest guy in the league, okay, I'm going to use my basketball IQ on you. I'm going to pivot you to death because nobody likes to be pivoted. Nobody. No defender likes that. And that's what makes Brunson so special. I'm playing within myself. And because I have the ball to do that, which a lot of players, if they get the ball, if they get the opportunity Brunson gets, they will be much better players. But Brunson is great because it's his ball. And I play within my strength. I don't try to come down and dunk on nobody. He gets like 1 or 2 dunks a game on a breakaway. Just every now and then, and he'll say it just to let y'all know I can dunk. But dunking is not the game. What makes what's the name Duncan good is the way he sliced the middle to get to the dunk. So when I say better, I'd rather have Brunson than Morant. But we don't have to say who is better in that sense. Who's better for their team? What Morant does, what John does for his team, it's great. His team needs that. What Brunson do for our team, we need that. So he's one of the best at whatever his limitations are, making the best of it. Because the things he do well, he do better than everybody else.
I still feel like he's better than most guards that's playing currently. Maybe I guess except for Steph Curry, Kyrie, Dame. I don't even think is on the team right now, right? No.
He hurt. Did somebody pick him up? But he's out for the season. No matter where yet.
I feel like he's better than Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox.
And he's right there with them guys. He's right there with them though.
I put him above all of them, and then it just get tricky for me when you talk about Shea, Luka. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They big guards.
Yeah, but he's in the conversation.
Them,
he's in the conversation.
Now I'm about to get him, chat. All right, we said Stephon Marbury. He might not be better than Earl Monroe.
He ain't better than Pearl. I ain't letting my age.
Mark Jackson.
What he do? Well, I don't want to put him against Mark. Mark did what he did well.
Go ahead, answer. Go ahead.
Huh? I'm taking Mark. With this team we got right now.
Dick McGuire.
I can't really speak on Dick McGuire.
Walt.
Nah, he ain't better than Walt. But I'll take him over Walt right now. For the team we got.
He's playing better than Derrick Rose on the Knicks, but I don't know if he's better than Derrick Rose.
What about
Jamal Crawford?
I say he's better than Crawford.
John Starks.
John was a 2 guard, so I don't want to put John in there.
Jason Kidd Knicks or Brunson Knicks? You going Brunson Knicks?
It's hard to count Jason Kidd because he played 2 guard for us, and we only had him for a year. So I'll take Brunson.
Jeremy Lin.
We'll end this show right now. You bring up no. What, for the 7 games?
For the Linsanity.
Linsanity for 7 games?
I'm just scrolling through.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean Linsanity for 7 games.
Pablo Prigioni?
Yeah, he better than Pablo.
That's what I'm saying.
You didn't mention Derek Harper.
Nate Robinson. I skipped over.
Better than Nate. Derek Harper did great for us.
Was he better than Brunson? No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's close.
All right. How many times we got to close this case?
Okay, so the last question that we have for today is, this podcast is several years old now. Where do you ultimately see the Knicks Morning Coffee in the future?
Ooh. We 7 or several, right? We ain't 7, right? We about 4 or so. Damn.
Where we see Knicks Morning Coffee? Not ESPN.
No.
Is what it is. What's up? Nah.
Nah, I mean, when you look at the numbers of what people get, and there's a lot of great podcasts out there. When I watch a podcast, I'm listening to people talk about the Knicks the way I talk about the Knicks. I'm not listening to ESPN for that. I can watch SportsCenter, ESPN to get that. I want to hear what the regular people think, like when you at work or however you travel around, or when you just talking to somebody at the store. I don't really necessarily want to go away from being authentic how you're talking about the Knicks and previewing the game. If I want ESPN, now sometimes you gotta put out facts from ESPN in those places. But realistically, You know, I think it should be better. Tell you,
Mm.
I think our numbers should be better, obviously.
Mm.
You know, but if you're just a regular guy that likes speaking Knicks, I don't see why everybody not watching us.
Mm.
You know, so I don't know how you see where you want it to go, but
I mean, I feel like we should get to the growth. Upgrading our equipment, taking more time. When I made this channel for more so making beats and just doing anything to be creative. And then when you said you wanted to record and push the record button, I didn't even see it getting this far, like with just how we was doing it. And it got this far, so we had like 505 or whatever subscribers. And we appreciate everybody for stopping in. It was organic. One day it just blew up out of nowhere from us talking, and then I don't know if COVID hit or whatever, but you know the numbers stayed where it was at. But I can see it going further. Trying to get the lighting right, sound right. So I do appreciate y'all for being here.
oh, definitely,
Like,
definitely.
comment, and subscribing. Being in the chat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jet Life, Khalid. Good to see all y'all here. Kimi, what's up? What's up? But yeah, that's why I see it in the future. It don't got to be on ESPN. Me and you have this conversation all the time.
I don't want to be on ESPN.
You know what I mean? It don't got to be on MSG, ESPN, YouTube is just fine. Maybe Patreon later on. But that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I just want to be able to talk to authentic Knicks fans,
Mm.
for or against. You know, agree
Mm.
or disagree. You know, I just want to chop it up with the Knicks fans. That's
Even the Westchester Timberwolves. I mean,
all. All right.
all right. Well, thank y'all for joining us. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. We see y'all on the next one. We got a game tomorrow. What's tomorrow? What game is that?
Oh, we play them all.
Wizards. Still preseason. I don't remember when the season starts.
But now we can look and see if Coach put in any offensive plays.
Mm.
You know, because he said he was going to start doing that. So it looked like to us he already did.
Mm.
But based on him at that point, as of the last game, he didn't. So now we got things to look for when we're watching this next game.
Mm.
And then, you know, if you have any questions for us for the next time we go live, hold on to them, you know, and then we can talk about them.
Yeah, in fact, I feel the same way. Knicks fan too long to have losing seasons. I feel like we've been doing good for the past couple of years, but just can't get that satisfaction of being at the finals. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want. I want that satisfaction, even just being at the finals multiple years in a row, or like at least 3 in the past 5, like stuff like that. Like, even if we falling short, we getting it. So that's all I want to see from the Knicks. Like, just getting it, be exciting. The youth loves Brunson. We didn't have that when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have that player that everybody wanted to see other than Melo. But that was like a niche player that everybody like. It's either LeBron or Melo. It was like a split down the line. You know what I mean? So it feels good that out of all these, out of Shea, Luka, Kyrie, all these point guards, that they even saying Brunson's name, and we can be excited about our Knicks give.
Yeah, we have one of them
say
guys.
we Knicks fans. Usually you
Yeah.
had to be a Knicks fan and quiet. Because you knew what that word was. You knew what was going to happen lunchtime. Lunchtime was crazy. You know what I mean? But appreciate y'all for coming. Make sure I hit that notification bell when we go
Good question,
live.
too.
Good question, good cut. We're going to go live. We're going to do what it do. Thank you for stopping in. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.